Most financial advisors get this wrong, and when they do, it can cost retirees thousands in unnecessary taxes. Today, I'm going to show you a simple Excel file that calculates exactly how much of your Social Security is taxable based on your real numbers. Welcome to the Zacc Call Money Education channel. There is so much content available for you here on YouTube. Specifically, we do what's called a guided path series, and season 3 will be all about Social Security strategies. Today, we're talking about the taxation of Social Security income. However, in the guided path, you'll find information like how to calculate your break-even, how to handle spousal and survivor benefits, and so much more. So there is so much content available. And the guided path goes through many, many different topics per season. And we started with income planning and all about that Roth, and season 3 will be Social Security. The mission of this channel is to deliver superior financial planning and knowledge to as many households as possible. That is my passion, and I'm here to help you. I'm excited about it. My name is Zacc Call. I'm the president of Capita Financial Network. We are a wealth advisory firm, and all of the information today that we're talking about is educational in nature. Of course, you need to think about it in your own personal situation, and then you can talk to us as an advisory firm if you'd like specific advice for you in your situation. So like and subscribe to get access to all this content we'll be throwing your way. Before we begin, and before I dive into the Excel file itself, you might as well go ahead and download it, especially if you are the type to learn by doing. So if you download it, you'll be able to follow along, punch in your numbers, and get a good feel for your own situation. This is one of the most misunderstood areas of retirement tax planning. Even experienced financial advisors often miscalculate how this works. Let's make sure that you don't. Okay, here's what you need to know about the sheet. You'll only edit the sky blue boxes. Everything else, formulas, thresholds, tax brackets, is already built in using the current 2025 rules. Let me walk you through how to use it step by step. First, you'll enter your AGI without Social Security. This is your total income. This is what's called adjusted gross income, not including Social Security benefits. I'm going to add $60,000. This could be pensions, withdrawals from your IRAs that become taxable at that moment, anything like that. Second, you will enter your tax-exempt income. Tax-exempt income is typically municipal bond interest. So this would be you own a portfolio not inside a retirement account and you are receiving interest that normally you don't have to pay taxes on. I'm going to leave that blank. It's actually less common, but you'll be able to add that in if you have it, you probably know. Social Security benefits. Let's do $40,000 of Social Security benefits, and this is for a couple, so that's pretty common. This is your full gross annual amount before taxes or deductions. Many of you have your Part B premiums withheld from your Social Security. You'll want to make sure you include the total Social Security amount. If you have any adjustments like deductible IRA contributions or student loan interest, include those in Schedule 1, Part 2 adjustments box. For most people, this might be 0, but it is something that will impact how much of your Social Security shows up. I'm going to leave that blank as well. Now you're going to find the age and filing status. So within the age and filing status, we're going to pick that this is a joint couple and both of them are older than age 65. So you'll be picking between joint, single, head of household, and any other option that shows up in here. If you are married and both over 65, for example, choose joint and both over 65. This choice is critical. It affects the IRS thresholds that determine how much of your Social Security will be taxed. This also will impact the new senior deduction and how we throw that in based on the One Big Beautiful Bill legislation that just came out. I'll show you where we're adding that in a little bit later. There's also a spot to enter itemized deductions if you use those instead of the standard deduction. Otherwise, this file will default to the standard deduction that matches your filing status. So far, that's all the input you need. Now, let's talk about what the sheet actually calculates. It starts with something called provisional income. That's your adjusted gross income without Social Security, plus any tax-exempt interest, which is the second box, and then you add half of your Social Security. The IRS uses this number, not your total income, to determine how much of your Social Security will be taxed. Once you cross a certain income threshold, portions of your Social Security become taxable at ordinary income rates. This is super important. You need to understand this percentage we're getting at here is not your tax rate. It is how much of your Social Security gets included to be taxed at your normal tax rates. Depending on your tax status, you look at the thresholds available in this box. The thresholds show for a joint filing couple, the first one is $32,000 and the second one is $44,000. So there are a few other little details I'm not going to cover around that first threshold, but the gist of it is you have to include 50% between the first and second threshold, and then 85% of the amount that exceeds the second threshold. They do that two-part calculation, and then on top of that, there's another calculation that says, hey, how much is, if we just take all of your Social Security and forget about provisional income for a second, let's multiply Social Security by 85%. How much is that? Then they make you include the lesser of those two numbers. So what that tells us is no matter what, everyone gets 15% of their Social Security back tax-free because the maximum you are forced to include is 85%. And that's what happened in this case. With $60,000 of regular income and $40,000 of Social Security, they must include $34,000. That is 85% of the $40,000 of Social Security income. However, they also did the calculation of $36,600 to show the first and second thresholds. Let's say that this person has half as much regular income, $30,000 of regular income. They still have the same amount of Social Security income. Well, at this point, the threshold calculation only forces them to include $11,100. So now that is the lesser of the two numbers between the threshold calculation and the 85% of benefits calculation. This spreadsheet shows all of this in detail. It shows you how much of your Social Security is subject to tax, your total estimated tax bill, and your effective tax rate. Now, it also does something really nice on the right side here where it says, okay, what happens if I add additional income? How does that affect the taxable portion of my Social Security? So I'm going to say, let's have it add $2,000 in increments of $2,000 to see what happens. If you are trying to understand your situation from a strategic standpoint as to what you could or should do, this table over on the right is really going to help. The section colored in blue, the percentages colored in blue, are what we call the tax torpedo. What's happening here is every dollar you add of regular income is forcing more of your Social Security to get caught up in the calculation of the thresholds. For example, you can say, I'm adding $2,000 of income. And what that does is it makes it so your taxable portion of Social Security is 32%. So adding $2,000 of Social Security actually added $3,700 of total income. So it's important that you understand the effect. You might be thinking a $10,000 Roth conversion is going to cost you tax on only $10,000. That's not the case. A $10,000 Roth conversion will actually force taxes on $18,500 for this couple who's filing jointly and inside the tax torpedo. Once you get out of the blue section, your calculation now favors the 85% of benefits, meaning that's the lesser of the two. So you're no longer in the tax torpedo, and any income that you add will continue to just add that income and not pull more Social Security in. And don't worry, it handles the step-by-step math using the exact IRS formula, including phase-ins and limits. There is a new senior deduction for those who are eligible based on age. We are adding that in just after the Social Security calculation. It's too early to tell exactly how they're going to build that into the tax forms, but it is used to determine your adjusted gross income but we're not using it to determine how much of your AGI gets included in provisional income. If that's too much or too complicated, give us a call and we'd be happy to chat with you about it. On the far right of the Excel file, it shows you your total income, the adjusted gross income, the deduction, the senior deduction if you are eligible, how much is taxable, and your actual tax rate. It shows your effective tax rate as well. In this case, where this individual has $30,000 of adjusted gross income, and not including Social Security, $40,000 of Social Security, they have $70,000 of income. However, they only have to show $11,100 of their Social Security. So in other words, their total income works out to be $41,100 that they must show on their tax return. Then their standard deduction wipes out $34,700. Their additional senior deduction wipes out $12,000. They have no taxable income, and therefore they have no tax bill, no federal tax bill for $70,000 of income. This is part of why we talk about a lot of retirees have a much better tax situation than they realize or than they expected. Now, in this case, there is opportunity. They could actually add some income and still not pay any taxes. This is a powerful tool because Social Security taxation is often misunderstood. In particular, some people assume that Social Security is taxed at 0, 50, or 85%. They are mistaking the amounts that get multiplied based on the thresholds for the final calculation as to how much is included. That's one big mistake. Another mistake, many people assume Social Security is tax-free or that it's always taxed at the same rate, that there's some Social Security tax rate. That's not true either. In reality, the taxability depends entirely on your other income and how you stack up against these thresholds or the 85% of benefits. If this helped you, you're going to love the Guided Path series. It's our step-by-step journey through all of the most important financial decisions, and Social Security is it's just one step along the way. We will be releasing a full season dedicated entirely to Social Security soon, covering timing strategies, spousal benefits, survivor planning, and more. Subscribe here so you don't miss it. If you want help applying this to your own retirement income plan, reach out. We would be happy to have one of our 18 financial advisors help you walk you through it. And don't forget, download this file so you can put your own numbers in here and get a really good feel for, are you in the Tax Torpedo or are you not? Are you having more of your Social Security pulled in by your actions, or is it okay? And then think about things like Roth conversions and the true effect of adding income to your situation, how it will impact you. And again, happy to chat with you. Thank you for being here.